Manipur is in turmoil once again. Violent protests have rocked the state following the killing of two students. The Deputy Commissioner's office in Imphal West and the BJP office at Khongzam in Thoubal district have been set on fire. Protesting students have tried to march towards the CM's residence. Curfew has been reimposed in Imphal East and West, and AFSPA is back in the hill. It has been extended in the Hills district. A worried center has rushed Pulwama probe fame IPS officer Rakesh Balwal, who is originally from the Manipur cadre, from Srinagar to his parent cadre, back at Manipur to try and contain the situation. What explains this move? Where is the probe into the killing of the two students headed? There are also reports that some Khalistani separatists in Canada met a member of the North American Manipur Tribal Association recently. There are also attempts to internationalize the issue by reading it in the House of Commons in UK. To understand this and the latest on this crisis, I'm joined by four gentlemen. Dr. Romesh Khangbam, he's Assistant Professor, Center for Philosophy, JNU. Dr. Tombing, Assistant Professor, National Law University in Judicial Academy, Guwahati, Assam. Suhas Chakma, Director, Rights and Risks Analysis Group, and Colonel Tej Tikku is a defense expert. First, I will go to Dr. Romesh. Dr. Romesh, you've seen, ever since the visuals or the confirmation of killing of those two kids have come, it has sparked off a massive violent protest in the state, and we're seeing all that talk of fragile peace kind of making a limping back to normalcy. All that has been shattered. How do you look at these protests and, the fact that the DC's office has been torched, the BJP office has been burned? How do you look at this scenario, sir?
Thank you, Brijesh, for having me here again. So, the incidents that about the brutal killings of the two young students is something that needs to be condemned, irrespective of the different community, and the whole country should condemn this kind of brutal acts so that it cannot happen again in the near future in any part of this country. And this is something very soft. I am deeply pained and I condolence with the sorrows of the family. And it is something I don't know how to express. I had a sleepless night yesterday. So, to my understanding, what I have seen in the ground, so this is because of the policies of the government, the results of the policy of the government, and the state government and the union government, they are not doing anything in regard to what has happened in Manipur. And they are giving more importance to, I think, how you see how serious the union government is taking about the Ek Tariq Ek Ganta, which is to be held on 1st October. And now people are dying, people are killing in Manipur. And more than 60,000 Indian forces, security forces has also been deployed in Manipur. But till now, they are allowing this kind of violence in Manipur. So India is one of the most powerful country in the world. So why they are unable to control the situation? And one should understand that the conflict that is happening in Manipur is between two groups who stands against the divisions of Manipur and the other group who want to divide Manipur. And it is also agreed by many people that there is infiltration even in the house of the parliament, in the floor of the parliament. The home minister, union home minister, clearly declared that there is infiltration. But I'm wondering if they admit there is infiltration in the soil of the India, especially in Manipur, what kind of action they haven't taken till now so far. So I think it is due to the failure of the union government, I would say, because the state has to provide protection to its own citizen, and the state have to provide security to the own citizen. So this conflict, this violence of killing have been so long. I mean, more than I think for 4 months.
4 months
So I
now.
was
Yeah.
there in the ground more than 4 months. It is fifth month. So I was in the ground. So when I was there, it was something that needs to relook very minutely, and we have to examine the situation, and we have to analyze from all aspects in order to bring the permanent solution,
Permanent
not
solution.
through ad hoc measure. Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. Dr. Romesh, I am also joined by Mr. Suhas Chakma, who's a director, right and risk, and also also Colonel Tej Tikku, who's a defense expert. But before I come to you, Suhas, I wanted to show the visuals. These are the visuals of yesterday, today. Again, all these lobbing of tear gas shells are back, and protests are back in action, and I mean, and I was going through a copy of the Press Trust of India, Suhas, and I have kids, and when you read out these copy, it just breaks your heart that when the parents of the both the murdered youths, they're saying that they're pleading with the authority to locate the remains of the children so that the last rites of the boy and the girl can be conducted with the dignity they deserve. I mean, there can nothing be more horrifying than, first you lose your children and then you'll have to, look for their bodies so that their last rites can be conducted. The dignity which, life definitely didn't give them due to circumstances prevailing, at least should be given to them in death. And, I mean, they just say that we just want to see our children one last time and conduct their last rites with dignity they deserve. Nothing can substitute the loss. And according to Meitei custom, at least a small portion of the clothes they wore is needed to perform the last rite and give them a farewell. I mean, Swaz, I mean, you have been a veteran in witnessing the conflict which has been raging there in Northeast. But for somebody who is from north of India, I mean, statement like these, they just break your heart. And the fact is that nothing still seems on the anvil which can hint that peace is at least even making a attempt to come back to the state of Manipur. Swaz?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. No, when I looked at the photographs of these two young kids, I feel so bad and in a way so sick. They are so heart-wrenching, if you look at them and if you look at your own children and
Absolutely.
so innocent,
Absolutely.
no, they have not committed anything. So when you have this kind of an incident, I would say this is as horrifying as the video which had come out earlier with respect to the cooking women. So we know how people were mobilized, and it is also very natural for people to be mobilized with this, because when you look at these photographs, you connect yourself with your own children. So, there are no words to explain this. So it's very natural. I think the reaction of the people will be violent. The entire community will be mobilized. And when I looked at the burning down of the deputy commissioner's office, etc., I still remember when people were, outraged after the ceasefire was extended in 2001 with the Naga inhabited areas. The assembly was burnt down. And I still remember in 2004 when the months of protest, lakhs of people assembling in Fall Valley after the killing of, after the murder of Manorama Devi. I visited the spot at that point of time after 45 days. And still this kind of protests we are continuing. So in many shows in this program, I had said that, people in Delhi do not understand Manipur, the sensitivity of both the communities or emotions of both these communities. And it requires, as Professor Ramesh said, it requires for the entire India to stand up. I always felt that, we have adequate security forces to surround each village, protect them, ensure that no skirmishes take place. So I always wonder, when this largest democracy in the world, with fourth largest army in the world, why can't we send more troops, impose president's rule, and make sure that there is peace, so that people could at least sit across for 2 months, 3 months, have some normalcy. Otherwise, this kind of incidents which took place in July, it should not have taken place in July, because if these incidents had not taken place, then I think it would have come to normalcy. And you would never know this kind of incidents would be taking place again. Then of course, because those who are engaged in the killings, they are not human beings. They are beasts. They're
Absolutely.
animals in,
Human
human
form.
clothes. Yeah, human
Absolutely.
form. So we have to stop that. And if we are not able to stop that, the entire question would be asked, where is the government of India? After all, Manipur is part of India. Every human being who is in Manipur needs to be protected, and the government is absent. So I don't find words, but we only one thing which I'll say: this violence shall continue, and even today, the government of India or India as a whole is not taking the responsibility on Manipur. It's as if you can kill yourself, you go and kill yourself. We don't care about it. We are not bothered about it. You send an officer, CBI director, he will not find anybody because you don't find insurgents like
Absolutely.
civilians. So,
Absolutely.
you have not even assuaged the sentiments of the victims than the community. So what do you
Absolutely.
do? It's a
I'll
helpless situation.
I'll come back to you, Suhas. That's very well put. Colonel Tikku, you have been watching this scenario unfolding in the state of Manipur. Why aren't we able to stop these beasts? Why aren't we able to, with so many foots on the ground, both army, Assam Rifles, Manipur police, why are we not able to contain them? Does it lack a resolute political will? Or is there more to it than what we sitting here in Delhi can fathom? Why not?
Oh, well, frankly, I must tell you that my heart bleeds on seeing what is happening in Manipur because uh, I belong to a regiment which had troops from the northeast, and I served all my life with them. I served in Manipur for many years, and I know a large part of it. I have great friends among Manipuris who are all Nagas and Kukis and Metis. So therefore, for me, it's really absolutely heart-tearing to see what is happening in Manipur. Such a beautiful place, and tribal people, simple people. The unfortunate part is this, that it is true that if Manipur was part of the Indo-Gangetic belt, it would have attracted a lot of attention. But historically, Northeast has always remained some kind of a chimera for rest of India. And this continued during British time, and this continued even after independence. A lot is being done now, but I don't think the mainstream Indians, or particularly the government of India, really understands the Manipur cauldron as intimately, and its intricacies as much as they should.